Hello, hello. Awesome. Alrighty, I think we are good to start. Hi, welcome everybody to our community call today. We have a very exciting agenda. I'm going to quickly share my screen as well, so you can see what we have prepared for you. Can you see it? I think you're able to watch the stream as the presentation is on. So welcome to our community call today. Super excited to have you on our Discord. Second time here hosting the community call, which is really great. So basically today we're going to talk about Superfluid Subscriptions. This is something we teased or launched a few weeks ago. We are really, really excited, and that's one of our biggest use cases overall. So we're really excited to work on this, and we would love to hear from your side as well. If you have any questions, any comments, any input from your side, or any ideas what you want to build with it. So VJ and Fran are going to tell you a little bit more about this today. Also, our team was just in Tokyo. I think some of them are still there. We were sponsoring a big hackathon in Japan called ETHTokyo. It was organized by ETH Global. Really exciting to meet a Web3 community there. And I think Sam and Fran both have a lot of insights to share with us today. What was happening there, what were the highlights, projects built with Superfluid, and all that good stuff. So Sam is going to tell you a little bit more about that. And then we have a presentation from our ecosystem project called Aqueduct. So they're decentralized exchange built with Superfluid, where you can buy or swap tokens by the second. Really exciting. So they're going to present their project today to the community, so you can also see what they're building. And then, as always, we have a Q&A section in the end. So if any of you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat so we know what to answer and what to address. And if any of you wants to jump on voice afterwards, you're free to do so as well. You can just request to speak on the main stage, and I can pull you on stage. So yeah, that's the agenda for today. Just a quick update from the ecosystem side. Maybe you have seen on Twitter, we just collaborated with Celo. So we announced a new builder grant for our ecosystem projects. So if you are building a project with Superfluid and also planning or already deploying on Celo, you can apply for a grant up to $20,000. I think in Celo tokens. This grant is available throughout the year, so you can apply at any time. There's more information on our website. I will post the link in the chat box, so you have direct access to the application process and more details. But yeah, it's a great way to boost our ecosystem projects, support the builders in our community, provide this opportunity and see ecosystem projects grow, basically. So really exciting update from the ecosystem side. But that's it from my side for now. I think I'm going to give it over to VJ, and then Fran can also jump in. I think it's super late for Fran, but I'm happy that he's with us today.
Cool. Let me share my screen. So today I'm excited to be talking about subscriptions to Superfluid. Something I've been working on for a while, but ultimately I do want to shout out that subscriptions to Superfluid is something that are natively possible, and we have loads of you out there building apps on top of Superfluid with subscriptions in them, showing us all the cool things that are possible beyond what we could imagine. And really what we're here today to talk about is how we're going to help the next set of people to build subscriptions and for you to power up your subscriptions if you're already building. So what we're talking about when we're talking about Superfluid subscriptions is a new open source toolkit and examples for streaming subscription experiences using Superfluid. What that means is we're taking all of our experience building with Superfluid, building our dashboard apps and beyond, and giving you advice. to basically help with some examples and some new kind of tools to put in your tool belt when building subscription experiences. What we really want to do is put a multiplier on the number of things that are being built this year and beyond with Superfluid embedded. And we think that there are so many opportunities out there for this kind of real-time subscription experience in crypto that doesn't really exist elsewhere outside of the Superfluid ecosystem. So the first thing we're working on is a streamlined checkout experience. Excited to show you some of our early prototypes there. But basically, from a high level, everything we're building is going to be free open source, supporting everything that Superfluid supports already, all the tokens and many networks. And generally speaking, is for us as builders, for you, the builders, to try out, get playing with, and sort of give your feedback. So, let's click through. There you go. Oh, that don't happen there. There you go. Here's some very early demos of our checkout widget. The idea here is basically to pull together all the pieces you'll need to make a checkout experience using Superfluid subscriptions. Everything you see is going to be open source, so you can poke around, make adjustments to it as you need, and we'll also make it available for people to try out. So hoping to see many of you here set up your own little checkouts for various products and services you might have to try out this whole end-to-end experience. I don't have a prototype with me today, but hoping that is something we can share in the coming weeks for you to get into and check out. Next thing beyond that is tools for merchants. So this is a very early prototype, and apologies, there's nothing more exciting here, but essentially it'll be moving from having that workflow through to having a full end-to-end merchant experience for managing many different inbound streaming subscriptions and all the things you might expect merchants will need. So excited to show you more of that when we have more to show. But what else are we working towards? Well, within the next few weeks, we should have some open source code out on GitHub for you builders to show us what you can do with it. But not only that, we'll have a little end-to-end tool for you to actually try your own checkout. So people here maybe are accepting crypto payments today. You'll be able to set up your own payment link, try it out, receive some streaming payments. And yeah, that should sort of make it a much neater workflow than some of you out there who I know are already sending links to your friends and should make it quite neat for you. But beyond that, we're looking for your inputs, really. We know we're going to be building some webhooks and APIs to make this all a lot more automatable. And we want this all to be self-hosted, as you've seen from our communications so far. But essentially, I'd encourage you to get stuck in. We have some early threads on our Discord asking for feedback on what kind of use cases for Superfluid subscriptions you want to see. But beyond that, we'll be putting up some bounties, some other opportunities in the future to be building on top of our subscription toolchain. And we hope many of you will sign up for our early waiting list to get that first alpha access to whatever we put out there. But yeah, like usually, make a call to join us on our roadmap site. We're making some changes to that, so would recommend you go and get stuck into Discord and into our request channel or wherever else you see discussions popping up around subscriptions, and hope to invite you to give us more direct feedback and try things out very soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Vijay. Regards to Discord and forums, you can see under the community section, there is one discussion already ongoing that I started a few days ago called Web3 subscriptions. So if you want to add in your opinion or some input or questions, feel free to do so over there, so we can gather all the subscription topics in one place and we can address everything and help you potentially build it as well. So we will be really happy if you would do that. Fran, anything to add from your end?
I think PJ did an amazing summary, but I think I just want to maybe shill subscriptions in general. One of the things that I was always excited about with Superfluid were subscriptions, because we've seen such a lack of good business models in Web3. Like obviously during a bull market, everybody thinks they're geniuses because they can sell NFTs, but then the bull market strikes and the bear market strikes and you realize you don't actually have any cash flows, right? So subscriptions have always proven to be a very, very good business model for a lot of companies. And, in Web 2, it's the most successful business model. And yet in Web 3, we never had a way to do it. So we're building this kind of digital native economy without the most obvious digital native way of actually charging, right? So we think it's going to be a huge use case for us. And I think it's going to enable a lot of companies out there to start actually making money, which is very important for the whole industry to become more and more sustainable. So yeah, super excited about, as Vijay was saying, providing a lot of people with the opportunity to launch their own checkouts. And obviously, this has always been possible, right? One thing that's kind of cool to think about, and I often bring up in conversation, is that with Planet IX, we built this gaming integration, and it looks very similar to a subscription. Ultimately, people are paying the game, right, to get access to premium features in the game, which sounds a lot like a subscription, right? And that scaled incredibly well. In the first 5 days, they reached 25,000 users. And that was with one tier. Now they've upgraded it. There's a lot of different tiers that you can stream at, and it's currently got 18,000 streamers. So, this is proof that Superfluid can scale very well. It can provide you with this, very, very seamless experience as a merchant to get paid. Very good experience on the payer side as well. And, as Vijay was showing, I think we can provide with some very easy to use components to customize and build your own subscription checkout. So yeah, looking forward to see what you guys build. And as always, what we build comes from inputs from the community. So if anything of what we said doesn't make sense or should be built differently, or you have strong opinions about, please don't keep them to yourself. Vijay is very, very keen to hear. And overall would be amazing to kind of see more community inputs and you guys helping us design this so that we know that when we go live, we built it the right way. Yeah. But yeah, I'll pass it back to you, Victoria. Don't have much more to add.
Awesome. Thank you, Fran. I will just also quickly address the chat over there. Zero is saying, we'll add this widget to a super token deployer site, stream me a coffee. That's great. That's a really fun gimmick. Feel free to do so. And Mark Carey was asking when webhooks. I think, feel free to just feature that request in the thread, and our product team will take action on it. Bert is saying hello from ETH Zurich. I had some new contacts asking me about subscriptions on Superfluid. That's awesome. I see Bert is going all around different conferences, which is so cool. Yes, and also shout out to our community partners, CopperX. They have integrated Superfluid in their API or in their payment tool, so you can use Superfluid subscriptions through their checkout as well, which is really, really cool. And I see that Collabland announced the website token gating. Definitely something we should have a look at. I don't know if you guys, Vijay or Fran, are aware of Collabland new updates. Yeah, I see some links going on there. Amazing.
Yeah, this is really interesting, right? Because so far Collabland's they've done token gating, but only for Discord channels and Telegram channels. So website's really interesting. I think if you pair this with our checkout, you can basically create like a paid Substack very, very easily. So it's very exciting.
Yeah, we should definitely have a look into that. I see someone is having a question. Question regarding the Builders Grant program. Can you share any rubrics regarding the grant? What do you mean exactly? I think you can find more information on our post. I think the link was shared in the chat before. But basically, there's only two main requirements. You have to deploy your project on Zillow, and it has to be built with Superfluid. I think these are one of the main requirements. Awesome. Okay, guys, if you have any further questions, put them in the chat. We will address them later. But I will give it up to Sam to tell us a little bit more about ETHTokyo and what happened in Japan.
Great. Thank you, Victoria. Let me share my screen. I think this is right. All right, can you guys see this? Yes? No? Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Also, I will say that it is about to thunderstorm quite badly where I'm at. So if you hear any thunder or my Wi-Fi goes out, that's why. But yeah, so we were at ETHTokyo. We sponsored the events. We had a good time. It was my first time in Japan. It was, I think, several other people there's first time in Japan as well. And Tokyo was cool. So before we get into like the actual event, I just wanted to say we did some Japan things, right? So Sunny and all of us figured out the metro station, which was actually a quite nice metro station in comparison to a lot of the U.S. ones, that's for sure. Joanna took a picture with this thing. I'm really not sure what it is, but it's supposed to be cool, and I'm glad she got a picture next to it. And we ate some nice Japanese food. So things like
screen might be frozen press.
Oh, how's this?
I can see it now.
You can see it now?
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we all wanted to see the Joanna big funny thing. So
Yeah, did you see who she is? Can we see it now?
No, I don't think your play's working, potentially.
What the heck is going on here? You can see this, but you can't see the play.
We can
Yeah,
see your
exactly.
presentation.
All right. How about this? We'll do it this way. We'll do it the old-fashioned
Yeah.
way. All right, so here we go. Here's Joanna. Yay. We also ate some nice Japanese food. And we had an Uber driver, or I think Sunny had an Uber driver named Satoshi. So that's spooky at a crypto event. Satoshi's the Uber driver. But the event itself was a lot of fun. We had a lot of people repping our community leader swag around the event. This is actually one of our prize winners, Jesus, repping the community leader swag. Here's us by our booth with the swag that is in Japanese here. That actually turned out quite nice. So nice work, marketing team, on the nice swag. And it was kind of a hit, right? So people that won a prize or built on us, they were wearing it and they liked it a lot. So it was very cool. But in terms of the hackathon results, the event went pretty well for us. So we had 29 overall project submissions, which is roughly 10% of all projects at the event, which is good for us because we came in at a slightly lower sponsorship tier than we normally do, and it's cool to see that we had so much activity even without like having a proper booth or anything like that. So that was fun. We had one finalist at the event that built on us called Superplay. I'll get into Superplay in a couple of seconds because they also won one of our prizes. And then we had 4 overall bounty winners. So those prize winners were a streaming NFT rental project who won best overall, Superbiddle, which was our best financial application, Fluid Sense, which was actually Jesus, our community leader representative from earlier. His team won most futuristic project. And then finally, Superplay, who I just mentioned, won best use of Superfluid in gaming. But going into what these individual project winners were, so the streaming NFT rental project was really well done. This is actually a team that's been thinking about this problem for a while. I think they've raised money at some point, or they plan to in the future. And they did a really nice job at the event, integrating streaming and smart contract wallets to build a system for NFT rental. This has huge implications for things like in-game asset rentals. And we're really excited about it, and the team itself. So the team did a nice job. They executed very well. Their live demo works. So I'll put a link to their live demo and a couple of other live demos as well in the chat so you guys can look at it. But really well done from the streaming NFT rental team. Next was Superbiddle. It took me, it was kind of tough to get like a nice clear screenshot of what they did, but they obviously took inspiration from our website, as you guys can tell. But what this was is a system for paying out, effectively grant funding or community funding using Superfluid streams and UMA's optimistic oracle, right? So what a project creator can do or a community manager can do is set up some criteria and allow the UMA's optimistic oracle to tell whether or not the criteria was met. And that optimistic oracle also has control over the streams, right? So if you're paying out a community member and they stop providing useful work, they stop making GitHub commits, for example, on a project they should be working on, that stream can be cut, right? And this is interesting because this is actually built by a key member of the BiddleGiddle, which is Austin Griffith's community for Web3 developers and Web3 developer education. And Shiv, who is the creator of this, I'm not sure if Shiv is here or not, but he has interest in integrating this into the BiddleGiddle's system of paying out contributors. It would provide probably some efficiencies for them. And I also think that they might work on a kind of Superfluid starter project that's like basically a Superfluid version of Scaffold ETH. So we had a lot of good conversations with them. They built a lot of cool stuff. You can check out what they did as well. I'll put a link to it in the chat. Okay, moving on. So the best, I guess most futuristic project prize winner was Fluid Sense. So this was cool. This was actually the Lens first place prize winner at the event as well. And it's an integration into Lens, into Web3 Social, where you can essentially set up a campaign with Fluid Sense where if someone follows you, they get a stream for every second that you're following, right? So Jesus had me demo this the morning that they presented, where I followed the Fluid Sense Lens account and I got a stream in USDC immediately. And then when I unfollowed him, I didn't unfollow him because I want the money. But if I did unfollow him, I'm kidding. It's a very, very small amount. But if I did unfollow him, the stream would stop automatically. So we found this, the entire UX here was really, really well done. The manager side for like the campaign owner was well done. And we think that they're going to continue building and ideally produce some really cool advertising. So we're excited about Fluid Sense as well. And then finally, our last prize winner won the best prize for Superfluid and Gaming, and they were also a finalist at the event. So Superplay is it's really kind of like a toolkit for Web3 devs that want to integrate things like Superfluid Stream into game experiences, and it's focused primarily on the onboarding, where there's an integration between us and like Gnosis, or not Gnosis Safe, just Safe, where a user essentially just gets a smart contract wallet without even really realizing that they got a smart contract wallet. And that smart contract wallet also starts receiving a stream the second that the player is on board, right? So it integrates both a lot of account abstraction techniques and streams to give people like an immediate aha moment when they first start playing a Web3 game. So we're excited about them. They're going to continue working as well. And yeah, those were our prize winners. Thanks to everyone who built, and if you guys have any questions about the projects or the events, please ask away.
Curious, how was the Web3 builder community there? I saw that there was a lot of hackers actually, which I didn't personally expect, but it was a really popular event.
Yeah, it was a pretty big event. So they had, I think, 1,200 participants, and 70% of them were from Asia, based in Asia.
Mm-hmm.
40% of those were based in Japan, so it was a quite large turnout. It was more than I thought. And I think that group doesn't necessarily get to as many of the other global events, because most of the ETH events seem to be either in the US or Europe. So I think it's good that ETH Global had a big event there. It's good that they had a big turnout. And I think that it'd actually be good if they did more events in Asia, or if we continue to really explore like Asia as a potential market for our community, right? Because I think it's very, very big, right? Tokyo itself, 25 million people. That's like, almost 2 New Yorks, or maybe even more than that, right? So it's huge, and I think that Web3 in general should take that into consideration.
Wow, that's a lot of hackers, a lot of people. I see that Jesus is also in the audience. I'm trying to get him on the stage as well. Can you accept my request, Jesus? Oh. Wait, can you request again and I'll accept it on my end? Let's see if it works. Nice. Hello, hello.
Okay, hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. So tell
Yes.
us, how was Tokyo?
Okay, it was amazing. Well, first of all, thank you for all the team that support us and all the hackers during all the day and the night. It was really, really amazing to have Sam and all the team supporting us. Really, really, he helps a lot of teams to do to compete in the best way, really. And that's why I think finally in Lens we earned the prize. So really, really happy. We are really committed to our project. We think advertising can really change a lot with fluids payments. I think it makes a lot of sense. And this week, right now, we are reviewing the code because we were in the last moments coding, and finally we get in production. So we're really happy. And right now, a lot of people following us. If you follow in Lens Crypto Plaza, you will see that it's working. But we have to review it all. But we are right now planning the next beta and the new functionalities. So thank you so much for all the support. Really, really happy. All the experience in Tokyo.
That's so cool. Yeah, thank you for building with us. We're really excited. And I also saw that you posted some pictures with Stani as well from Lens. So he seems to be excited too.
Yes, they were very excited about the ads, and they were really willing to do more things. So we are going to talk with Lens and with Christina, and we hope really next week we will have more news. And also with Or people, the app that's on top of Lens. So we also were talking with them. So I think there are a lot of things we want to do. Yes, I think that we are really excited to work with Superfluid in social media. So we're really, really happy to achieve it.
Absolutely. Definitely keep us in the loop what you guys are building, and hopefully we can demo this soon on the next community call as well to see what you guys have built. Really cool.
Okay, will be a pleasure.
A little pressure. I'll quickly check if we have any questions in the chat. A lot of different links. So guys, if you want to check out all the projects that Sam was talking about, all the links are in the chat. So feel free to just have a look there. Donoso is saying, congrats, Jesus. Of course, absolutely. Congratulations. And Vijay is saying, I think the general ETH builder community loves Japan too. Yes, I will definitely want to go and visit Japan too myself. It's really, really cool. Great. All right. I think if there's no other questions, I'm going to put our guest speakers on the stage from Aqueduct. Hi, Josh. Can you?
Hey, everyone.
Okay, hi. Okay? Yes, all good. Are you alone or do you have someone with you?
Just me today.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, feel free to take the stage.
Give me a moment. All right, you guys can see this okay?
Yeah, we can see it.
Sweet. Yeah, really excited to demo what we've been working on at Aqueduct. So, some background on Aqueduct. Superfluid, of course, enables users to stream money every second. So, for like a subscription, I could send 10 USDC per month and break it down to a per second flow. And now with Aqueduct, we enable users to break streams between tokens. So I could stream in USDC to a USDC pool and get back the price of ETH as a stream that will update every second. So I'm going to show our simulation tool here. It's simulation.aqueduct.fi if you'd like to try it out for yourself. So yeah, this is just a simulation on what's going on under the hood. So let's say we have an empty pool here that's a USDC ETH pool. Now we need to start out, we need liquidity for traders to trade on. So I can enter as an LP, and it just gives me a balance of 1,000 of each token. And what I want to do is I want to stream in streams of both tokens in a ratio that matches the current price. So let's say that right now 1 ETH is $1,000. I could stream in $1,000 per second and 1 ETH per second. and I can click the play button at the top here to see what would happen in real time. And Aqueduct is 0 TVL, so we don't hold any funds until they're actually needed by a trader, or they would immediately go to the trader. So as we can see, time is going, and the LP actually gets their money streamed back to them until it's used. So now a trader might come along and send in $10 per second, 10 USDC per second. And we'll see that they'll get back a proportional amount of ETH relative to how much they're sending in, and the price will be skewed a little bit. So the more and more they stream in, the worse price execution they get. And if we click the play button, the balances start moving. The money goes directly from the LP to the user. Now, what might also happen is that another trader comes along and arbitrages back in the opposite direction and balances the price back to what it was. We can see two really cool things. One is that the LP's balance only starts going up because they're getting fees from both of the users. Even cooler though, the LP could exit and the traders can continue to trade amongst themselves with no liquidity. So what we're working on implementing is actually that the fee that we charge is dynamic. So the more and more that users trade in proportion to the amount of liquidity we have, the less fees they pay. So yeah, if you guys want to try this out, go to simulation.aqueduct.fi. And if you want to follow along with Aqueduct, go ahead and follow us on Twitter. I'm happy to answer any questions anyone has.
Cool. So basically, people can try out how the product could actually work without, spending any tokens themselves.
Yes, and we also have a testnet demo. I'll send the link in the chat as well.
Really nice. And what are the bigger next steps for you guys now? Like, in what stage are you at?
Yeah, so I believe that the new flow distribution agreement should be on testnet very soon, and we'll be integrating so that you can go to our demo and use the existing super tokens on testnet and go ahead and trade them on Aqueduct.
Really cool. Is it just two people, you and your co-founder, or do you have more people?
3 right now.
3. Okay, that's really cool. And you guys were at ETH Denver as well, right? How was it
we were.
for you guys?
Yeah, very cool. First conference for both of us. I think that went really cool to see everyone involved in the ETH community and be able to talk about what we're working on and get feedback and things like that.
Cool. What was the feedback? Can you share some? Like, what did people tell you?
I mean, in general, it's people are like, yeah, that's really cool. Some people hadn't heard of streams, so it's definitely cool to show them that. It's like, whoa, I can move money around every second. They hadn't necessarily thought about that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I see you posted the link in the chat. That's great. And I see Mark is saying also, cool, big fan of 0 TVL solutions. Yeah, so basically you're not locking any assets, right? It's like continuously streaming.
That's correct.
Really cool. Philip is saying we're aiming to put the GDA prototype on testnet by the end of this month. Cool. So in 10 days. No pressure, but in 10 days. ETH Denver is jumping in the deep end for the first conference. Absolutely. I feel like ETH Denver is, for many people, it's the first conference. It was for me as well. So definitely worthwhile to attend. And at least get some feedback, see what's happening, all the new projects. Super cool. Thank you for the demo, Josh. Really exciting.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. I see Fran also left us. Is Fran in the audience, or where did he go? Fran, any comments from your?
I was having some problems with my audio. Actually, I didn't hear anything Josh said, but I think I kind of have an idea. I've been talking to a lot of people about Aqueduct. I think it's really cool, and generally the feedback is very much like, I get very excited when I hear people say that they haven't seen anything interesting in DeFi for a while, and this is like, you know, something that kind of popped out as like very, very unique and kind of exciting. So yeah, I've been showing it off in Tokyo. I was at the ETHTokyo event with my laptop showing people the simulation. It was pretty fun. Yeah, people really love it. Can't wait to play with a kind of real version on testnet. But already playing with the simulation is fun. So yeah, very excited about it.
Awesome. I will definitely check out the simulation after this call. I didn't get the chance to do it before, but so it looks really cool and really straightforward to test out the product.
Is the simulation public, Josh?
Yeah, here I'll paste the link in the chat in case you didn't get it. There.
Yeah, so everyone in the audience can also go ahead and test it. Does anyone have any questions for Josh from the audience? Feel free to post them in the chat box or just request to speak and we can put you on stage as well if you want. Or of course, you can always ask questions on our Discord afterwards if nothing comes to mind at the moment, or if you have any questions after the if you've tried the simulation as well. Feel free to do that. But basically, yeah, that was it for the agenda. So we can open it up for Q&A. So if any of you have any questions for any of the topics that we just discussed today, or if you have any general questions, that's your chance to do it. Oh, I see. Zero is actually asking. Do you want to answer, Josh?
Yeah. So Sierra asked, how do you verify the incoming stream is still going? So Aqueduct responds automatically to the three things that can happen to a stream. So either a stream comes in, it's created, it gets updated, or it gets deleted. So if a stream gets liquidated or canceled, Aqueduct runs some code and it automatically cancels what they're getting, the stream that they're getting back of the other token. So if they're streaming in USDC into a USDC ETH pool and they're getting ETH back, and they run out of USDC, it gets liquidated, Aqueduct will respond and cancel their ETH stream and update the price.
Yeah, seems pretty straightforward. I hope it answered your question, Zero. I see that he's typing. Zero, do you want to come on stage? He's asking, can you go into more details on how you automate that closing?
Yeah, so it happens entirely on chain. It actually doesn't use any automation. So we're what's called a super app, which is built in part by Superfluid. That essentially, yeah, when somebody creates a stream or updates or deletes a stream, we can run a little bit of code in our contract automatically, and it happens in the same transaction as whenever the stream is created or updated or deleted.
Cool. Try it out, Zero. I mean, Zero is building Ricochet Exchange, where you can add DCA sorry, with crypto, into crypto with streams. Excuse me. Cool. Do we have any other questions from the audience to Josh or to anyone? Oh, they use IDA at Ricochet. Cool. I mean, if it's an interesting topic for you too, feel free to connect on our Discord, chat a little bit about what Josh is building, what Zero is building. I think it will be interesting for you guys.
Of course, so.
Cool. By the way, Fran was also hacking at ETHTokyo, as I heard. Is that true? Fran, do you want to tell us a little bit more?
I really wanted to, but got a bit busy with other stuff, and it didn't end up being possible. But I did help Jesus debug. That was fun. We spent a long time on a very, very stupid bug. That was a lot of frustration involved. Typical hackathon experience. But no, unfortunately, I wasn't hacking. I didn't have time to hack this time.
Well, but you did have time to go on stages and speak in Japanese, right?
Yeah, I did. That was fun. If anybody here speaks Japanese, I recorded a podcast as well. That was a lot of fun. I speak very bad Japanese, but they still insisted, so you can go and hear that out.
How did people react when you went on stage and just started to speak in Japanese?
I mean, Japanese people always freak out when they see someone not Asian speaking Japanese. So yeah, they definitely freaked out. But it is, I'm not the only one anyway. I was on stage with another guy too, another American guy who speaks Japanese. So we were both, making fools of each other. That was fun.
Really cool. Was there any highlights from the other events, like apart from the hackathon? I know that there was ETHTokyo happening and a couple of other side events. Any highlights from there? How was the vibe?
Yeah, ETHTokyo was a day before the hackathon. It was a very interesting event. A lot of DAO people. It was the venue was fantastic. It was next to like a beautiful Japanese temple. The conference itself was, a lot of people from the kind of DAO space. I've learned about a few new tools. There were, the usual conversations. So how not enough people are voting, how DAOs need more participation. I'd say overall it was interesting. It's always good to see some of these people and talk about these topics. The hackathon itself was, I think, very good in general. It was full of people, I think about 50% locals, which is a good result. Apart from that, I don't think I really went to any side events myself. I was at the hackathon venue most of the time. We did host our own crypto cafe, which was very fun, and it was busy pretty much the whole time. It was super busy. And I did speak on a panel at the Live Peer event as well, which was quite packed. So overall, I think I gotta say there were a lot of people that flew over for this event, but it was also very cool to connect with the local community. There's a few videos out there. So if you look at the ETH Global Twitter account, you can find some recap videos. And I definitely recommend if this happens again next year, if you have the opportunity to definitely come over. It's a good, excuse to see Japan, and at the same time, there's a lot of really, really cool people here, and Japanese people don't travel as much overseas, so there's a very big local community that you can really only meet if you come. So I think everybody who was there had a good experience overall.
Yeah, super cool. I saw so many food pictures on Twitter, just people posting about food, and I was like, major FOMO.
Yeah, I can imagine. The food here is very good. That is not a lie.
Amazing. Yeah, and I see in the chat, Donoso is just asking, what? Probably he didn't know you speak Japanese. But yeah, Fran has many secret talents.
Yeah, it's not something I advertise too much. It's not. It's actually very rarely useful at all, if at all. So it's not something I ever really talk about. But yeah. But then also you speak German, right? So that's also pretty weird if you ask me who speaks German.
Absolutely. Super cool to see people speaking different languages. Alrighty. Do we have any other questions from the audience or from you guys on the stage? Fran, VJ, Sam, if you're still there in your storm.
Yeah, I'm still here. Nothing else for me. I just turned off video. Got a little shaky with some lightning and stuff, but yeah, no, it's a good time.
Awesome. Where are you, Sam? Are you back in the US or are you still in Japan? No?
Yeah, I'm back in the US. I'm finally adjusted to US time again. Yeah, that put me on my back. That time zone change that time. Usually I'm pretty okay, but yeah, not this time.
Yeah, it must be rough for sure. Alrighty, alrighty. If there's no other questions, guys. Oh, actually, just out of curiosity, is anyone going to ETH Lisbon? That is happening in May, early May. Let us know. Would be super cool to see who's going and just connect. And if anyone wants to build with Superfluid, we are not sponsoring that one, the hackathon in Lisbon, but would be still cool to see who's going from our community. So do let us know in the hackathons chat or here. Oh, I see Donoso is saying don't know yet. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Bertrand might be going, one of our ambassadors. So he's going to be building there with hopefully Superfluid and Silo. So let's see.
And how about the Avalanche Summit? That's also happening very soon.
Yeah. Yeah, Avalanche Summit. This is not a hackathon, but that's a conference, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking of Donoso again because it's so close to where he lives. It might make sense to get over to Barcelona. That's amazing. I think Amin and Nuno from our team will be joining as well, Donoso. So it'll be fun to see them there.
Absolutely. That's super cool. And definitely like Web3 gaming is a big focus topic for us. So definitely check in with the guys over there. We will connect you with Amin and Nuno. Cool, guys. Or maybe Jesus. I know Jesus is based also in Spain, so maybe Jesus might be going, maybe not. If he's still here. But otherwise, if there's no other questions, any comments, Fran, from your side, anything else you want to address? No? I think we are then good to end the call here.
Really. The only thing, it would be really cool to see some Wavepool project use the Collabland bots as well. I saw they have this thing called Collabland Actions, where you can kind of build little apps that Collabland communities can plug into their Discords. So it sounds really interesting. Sounds like a fun little project for someone like maybe Mark to kind of build in a weekend. I think you'd probably have fun there. Yeah, I was just thinking maybe we can get in touch with them and see if they would like to sponsor the Wavepool as well. I'll make a note of that and see if we have any contacts there.
That's a great idea, especially when they are gating websites now. So maybe it makes totally sense to partner. And currently, our current Wavepool for April is co-sponsored by Safe. So guys, if you want to build with Superfluid and Safe, please do so. We have cool bounties out, and you have time until the end of April to submit. So definitely have a look and see if you have some time to build. We will be really interested to see what you guys come up with. Oh, Craven is saying that he knows the Collabland team. Really cool. We will come back to you, Craven, with this probably for some connections. Awesome. All right, guys, are we good to end it here? Anything else anyone wants to add? No? You can always ask us questions, chat with us on Discord. We will be here. Please jump onto the community forum, to the Web3 subscription space. Tell us what you think, any ideas you want to build with it. We will be happy to chat about that and essentially build it together with you to bring Superfluid subscriptions to life. So do that. And stay tuned for more updates. And then, have a great evening and see you soon.